Meanwhile, President Trump is trying to lower the temperature between Elon Musk and Secretary of State Marco Rubio. The president insisting that the two have a great relationship. The comments in response to a New York Times report that the two butted heads during that closed-door cabinet meeting. Elon Musk criticizing Rubio for not slashing staff at the State Department, and Rubio upset with Musk's team for dismantling USAID, an agency that was supposed to be under Rubio's control. Trump told reporters on Air Force One that Rubio and Musk get along great.
I don't think the tensions are high. Look, Elon's a very special person, and these cabinet people are special people. You know, these are very successful people, or they wouldn't have gotten, you know, they've attained the highest heights of government. And I think they have a fantastic relationship to Elon.
White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt tells NewsNation that Musk and Rubio had dinner together at Mar-a-Lago on Sunday night. Their clash is getting a lot of attention, though. No surprise, Saturday Night Live had a take.
You two need to start acting like mature adults, okay? So let's begin with Marco.
Polo.
No, Elon. I'm trying to talk to Marco.
Polo. What is that? What's this? What's this? He keeps doing this. What's this?
Nobody knows, okay? It's his little dance. We let him do it.
Here now, Dr. Lauren Wright, NewsNation political contributor and Princeton University political scientist. That was funny. I liked that.
Me too.
But seriously, how problematic might this tiff be?
I don't think it's as problematic as it looks on the surface, because the reality of the first Trump term was there was no Elon Musk, and Trump was just turning over cabinet secretaries, it seemed like every day. And there was tremendous turnover in the first 100 days, and that looked very chaotic. And so what Musk provides, as annoying as his, mandate to cut staff in these agencies he does not control might be for these secretaries, is a layer of protection and someone to criticize and someone to blame. And in that way, he's actually very useful.
A scapegoat, you might say, but the question becomes who's pulling the strings, right? Who's doing the firings? Who has the authority? Trump seemed to tell his cabinet members last week it was them, but is that clear yet?
It's not clear. And so I think the tension for a lot of these cabinet members who believe in a smaller government and want to shrink it and have ideas about how to do that themselves is they see someone coming in from the private sector. They've worked in these policy areas their whole careers. In a case like Marco Rubio, he's a serious political operator with a lot of policy expertise, and he's exactly where you'd expect him to be in the Trump cabinet. Is they think they might do a better job on their own. However, you don't have that layer of protection we just talked about. And so it might be a news story where it's a lot of personalities and it's really interesting to watch. And I've certainly been glued to it. But I do think it ends up being useful in the long run to Trump and the administration.
Makes sense. What do you make of the fact that the details of this meeting were leaked?
Well, that's going to happen. I mean, and that happens when there is tension in any White House. And certainly in the Trump White House, the first time around, there was a lot of leaking. And then things changed in the Biden administration. I think we would argue there was not enough. I wouldn't say not enough leaking, but not enough transparency for sure. And that just happens in a Trump White House where the flow and the volume of information is so high, but there's not as much coordination and strategy about the message to deliver to the public. Some people really like that because they want to see the unvarnished version, and sometimes they get to see that. But, for the administration, it's probably a distraction they wish they didn't have.
What do you think about just the visibility of Elon Musk? I mean, we've seen so much of him since Donald Trump took over office.
Well, it's really interesting, and I'm curious to see if the wardrobe shift is
Hmm.
permanent or temporary. I don't know if Trump said something to him and whether that reporting is backed up or not, but it's very interesting to see someone like him around Trump, and especially because he really, for such a long time, was the face of environmental progress, of technology as a way to stop or hinder global warming and get the US on track to be the #1 green economy in the world. That person switched parties and is replacing Trump. And so there is a surprising alliance in substance and in style. And so, I think those things in the end are beneficial for Trump. I do. But Musk has promised to only be around for 130 days. So we don't know if this will continue or this is a short-lived attempt to cut some jobs and do some slashing and get out of there.
Well, it's fascinating to watch. Dr. Lauren Wright, as always, good to see you.
Thank you.